Welcome to DS Trucks. I found a major issue with my 2019 F250, and it's something that an upfitter did to the truck. And today I am calling out the upfitter. I'm calling out the company who did me wrong. Now, normally I don't do this kind of stuff on the channel. If something's wrong, I'll usually tell you guys, but I won't call out the company. And that is kind of the position that I've held. There's been problems with my snow plows. As you guys know, if you follow the channel, I've had issues. Now, the company that I bought the wiring kit for my 2020 F450 is the same company that I got my plow on my 2019 F250. They're the same company that installed the plow, that did all the wiring and everything. Now, the reason that I went back with that company is because they were the ones who had the parts in stock that I needed at the time. They had the 2020 F450 parts in stock, and they were hard to find with everything going on, the virus and all that. Hard to find parts locally, so I made a trip all the way to Toledo, Ohio to get the parts. Now, back in 2019 when I got this truck, I dropped it off and had the snow plow installed, and they did the wiring, they did all that, they did the mount. Now, if you follow the channel, you know that they sold me the wiring harness for the snow plow for this truck. It turned out to be the wrong harness. It caused me all kinds of headaches. I had it all installed. The headlights for the truck weren't working right. Had to do all kind of crazy wiring for the truck to even get it out of the shop. And then the actual plow mount. The F450 carries a specific mount for the plow, and they actually gave me a standard plow mount, and it didn't fit. I had to modify this plow mount to actually fit. F450s have an extra radiator in the front grille, and it has to accommodate that radiator. I had to modify that, so that was number one. And then the plow wiring harness was for, I think, 17 through 19 Super Duty. It didn't work right. Straight up didn't work right. Was pinned wrong for the headlights. And here's the killer part. When we discovered the issue, which was very difficult to find out, they charged me for the new harness. It's only a couple $100s, but still, they charged me for a new harness. And all that extra labor and time and energy, I had to disassemble the whole truck, take apart the whole grille all over again, take the headlights out, take everything all apart, and redo everything all over again. It was horrible. And on top of that, I had to pay again. So it was brutal. Now, they did give me the wiring at cost. So I think it was like 50% off, but still had to pay again. So in the process of doing all this stuff to the 450, I learned a lot. I learned how to do the wiring. As you guys can see, this is my work. I've got my hot wire right here, my constant 12 volts that carries all the voltage to the plow. You got my mega fuse right here. Everything's real nice. Everything's installed correct. No issues while having the correct parts. Now, with the parts that they sold me, even though I kind of got it to work, it was melting down the relays, and it was just a big problem. But as you guys, if you guys have been watching the channel and you've been kind of following, I've been making all kinds of videos about electrical wiring and whatever. And I'm just kind of poking around the hood, talking about 12 volts and how to find 12 volt constant and all that. And I'm looking at the battery now, and I'm thinking, what am I missing here? What's missing here? The company that installed the plow never put a fuse on the plow like it is on my 2019, because I did the install. You can see that there's the fuse on the battery. Now, without that fuse, what issues could you have? I mean, it's just a fuse, right? What problems could you run into by just skipping that fuse? Well, if you get any damage to your main wire, which actually did happen to our plow this last winter, when we were plowing snow, we actually chafed our wire. Somehow, I don't know how or on what, but luckily it was the ground and it probably grounded to the bumper or whatever, and it didn't arc. And I ended up soldering it. It wasn't all the way through, and I just taped it up real good for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and replace this entire thing, but this got me through to the end of the season. But the point is, somehow, some way, this did end up getting chafed. I'm not sure how it happened, but you know, it's plugged in here. I don't know what it caught or what happened. But if this had been the power wire without that fuse there, it would have burned. It would have burned up. I don't know exactly how bad. I mean, it probably would have been arcing and getting all crazy, but it could have shut the truck down for sure. It could have drained everything. Could have caused electrical damage to the truck if it's running and it's making like 13 to 14 volts of power, and it's just gonna cut off. I don't know, guys. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. And it's like, how do you install a plow and you leave off the fuse? Look how heavy gauge this wire is. You know how much damage this could cause to this vehicle? This size of a gauge wire not fused at all. That's a big wire. That's a big wire, guys. It's literally unbelievable that this company did that. Now, I usually don't do this. I usually won't call out a company, but I have to call out this company. This is the final straw. Now, the first thing that happened when I got the plow installed that I noticed is with the Fisher XLFs, they left an important part not installed on the plow. What was not installed on the plow is this little block right here. These little two blocks. Here's one right here and the other one's over there. This was not installed, and the plow was damaging itself. Because of that, the plow was actually making contact with itself right here, chipping through the powder coat and then scratching this handle. As you see, that paint was missing because when I got it installed, they sent me out the door without all the parts, and it was damaging the plow. And again, I had to figure it out and do research and figured out there's supposed to be something that prevents that from happening. It's called the stacking stop. So that was the first thing. They did send me these stacking stops, which, you know, after installing it which was not easy because I had to fish all the nuts and bolts through here. Remember it being kind of hard to install, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it doesn't look that hard right now. I think I maybe had it on the truck when I did it. I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of a headache to put that on and have the brand new $8,000-9,000 plow getting all scratched up and scraped up. That's number one. Then number two, the wiring harness with the 450. And now number three, I've been riding around for two or three winters with no fusing. Thank God nothing happened. Damaged the truck. That would have just been an insurance claim at that point. If the truck burned down because wiring, or fried the electrical system because of plow wiring. Dang. So what company is it? Gotta call out the company. The company that had the problems and sold all these problems. You would think, okay, one time you get it. You know, things happen. But literally, every purchase that I've made through ABCO in Toledo, Ohio has had an issue. Maybe it's just a fluke. I know they sell a lot of plows. I know they're good people. But this is the last straw. With the wiring being done improperly, this is the last straw. I'm calling them out. ABCO. What's going on? What's going on? How does this stuff keep happening? What's going on? I mean, I'm happy that nothing really tragic happened with all these issues. You know, luckily, I mean, I'm catching it now. Maybe I'll call and see if they will send me the fuse. They probably won't, but I'll try. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I hate to call them out, but that's brutal, guys. That's brutal to leave that fuse out of there. That's kind of the last straw for me. But anyway, guys, this is DS Trucks. check me out. I got tons of videos on this truck, my 2019 F250 with 430 gears, 6.2 liter gas V8. Tons of towing videos with this, tons of just tons and tons of videos with this. It's our workhorse, just a great truck. We've got tons of videos with our 2019 F450, tons of installs, tons of modifications. Check out the channel for everything that we have on the truck. Snowplow install, a couple different snowplow installs. We had to do it a couple times thanks to ABCO. We did a PowerPoint up here on the dashboard. I'll show you guys that real quick. You go inside, how to get your 12-volt PowerPoint to run at all times. Check it out. That's up there, the phone mount with the built right mount. Videos on that on the channel. Salt spreader install, snowplow installs. We also have something wrong with this. I don't know why. When I do the keyless, the rear door doesn't open. In the back seat, we have our built right mount installed on the back of the seat, and we have our lights on the running boards. They shine back at the wheels when it's late at night and it's dark and it's hard to see. These lights shine back at the wheels to make it easier to back into the driveway. But anyway, that's it for today's video. This is DS Trucks. My name is Sean. Comment below. See you in the next one. Over and out.